Ready to rock and roll once again here for the final race of the season, the Liberty Racing League playoffs, where we've got count them, four drivers fighting for that championship belt, and it almost looks like it may have been a repeat from seasons past. There you can see the playoffs as they have broken down from the round of 16 down to the round of 12, to the round of 8, and finally to the final four. And that's what we're going to do tonight here, folks. We are going to crown ourselves a Liberty Racing League champion. Rowdy Wesley Hogue, there you see him, seed number 1 here in the final four. He's been fighting for this belt for 12 years. Since the original time we had the Vidane Racing Super Speedway Championship belt, originally won by Ian Smash Plash way back in the day, 12 years ago, almost to the day. He's finished second a couple of times. He's never won it. Third time for Kevin West. He's going to go and try and run for that championship belt. He's fallen short by one position, not once, but twice. He and Kevin are working together they've been working together for a long time. Everybody's heard the story from the NTO4 racing days. Those guys working together on the championship, but all bets absolutely going to be off here once we get down to the final lap. You can see the starting grid there on your screen as the cars get ready to roll for the final time this season. Mark Mann, he's the defending champ here, and he's looking to go back to back for the first time in Liberty Racing Series history with Rick Sebring, his teammate, who's looking to score his first ever championship. They're called Alliance Motorsports, and they've kind of teamed up with James Mayer, Anthony English, if they do arrive here tonight. We'll take a look here at that starting lineup momentarily. The winner of the championship is whichever driver finishes ahead of the other three. So whoever finishes best out of those final four drivers is going to leave with that championship belt and a cool, crisp $100 bill. And a little special occasion here tonight of these 15 drivers. If one of the drivers not in the playoffs, not in the final four, wins here tonight, they get 125 cold ones from the big boss man himself, Rowdy Wesley Hogue. And one of the things that we're going to keep in mind here tonight, folks, fuel mileage is going to absolutely play a factor here tonight, especially with the Alliance Motorsports crowd in the building here. Jared Bolliard going to grab the pole here. Jason Foskey, the number 3 car, going to start on the outside in that Oreo number 3 car. Taylor Lasowski and Wesley Hogue there in row number 2. There you see Kevin West, the trailer park dude, rolling off P5 with James Mayer there in P6. Mark Mann, Don Ashton, the row number 4, David Rosenblum, Jeremy Osborne, Anthony English, Rick Sebrins, bloop, turn the page graphics guy, there you see it, John Adams, TJ Floyd, and Ambrose Knebel rounding out the field here. Short field here tonight, 80 laps on the docket, going to be an absolute blast. Thank you so much for tuning in here to VidaneTV for the coverage of the Liberty Racing League Championship Playoff Race. Here at Talladega Super Speedway, we're going to wait for these folks to get all the way down that front straightaway, cross that start-finish line, and we'll get that green flag from Bronson, Bubbles Bronson to be exact, up there in the flag stand. Green flag flies, and we're racing here on a Wednesday night. Let's go, boys. It's Talladega. Anything can happen. Jason Foskey out to the early league. That 3 car getting a big push from the 38. There you see the Colbo hand and ride CB attitude on the hood of that machine. Rowdy Wesley Hogue behind the steering wheel firmly in that second position. Jared Bolliard in the 47 Toyota right in behind there. The only Toyota in the field here tonight, wearing that logo loud and proud on the hood of that Camry. Running in the 4th position right now, the 83 car of Taylor Lasowski. All those cats have run together here in the past in the Super Speedway racing, and then like we made mention, it goes all the way back. It goes all the way back to the 04 days, NASCAR Thunder 2004 on the console, back on the PlayStation. I think that was PlayStation 2, if I'm not mistaken. It may very well have been PlayStation 3. We'll see what the deal is. Got to give a shout out to everybody tuning in here tonight. Thank you so much for sharing your evening here with VidaneTV. Working lap number 2 here in the Liberty Racing League Playoff Championship race. Final 4 drivers in here for a chance to win that championship belt. We are live all over the internet. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live over on Twitch. Be sure to give us a like, to subscribe, to share, all that fun stuff Let your friends and family know you're watching a little bit of iRacing action here midweek to get you through hump day, hump night, whatever you may be celebrating here tonight. Got to give a shout out to Meadows, always over there in the Twitch chat, giving us all the support that we feel like, well, we don't feel like we need it, but it's always good to get that little bit of support, especially from your good friends. Don Ashton, the lone Canadian in the field, going to move up to the lead for the time being in the number 52 car. You can see they're getting a little side-by-side action going on here. The top 4 drivers have hooked up, and don't look now, there's the Shenandoah Shine Ride of John Adams. I don't know if he's made any races here this season. We'll have to double check on that, but I've known John Adams. Meadows out there in the Twitch land, he's known John Adams for, holy cow, going on 3 decades now, I feel like. And he is no stranger to iRacing, no stranger to sim racing. Been doing this a long time, and as much of a sim racing ringer as you can get. You can see he is outside right now, 3 rows back, and he's just kind of waiting right now. It's lap number 3 early on here in this one, so we will see what that 84 car is able to do. You can see that Highline's really able to pull away when they get 3 cars kind of lined up like that, and you can see they're getting a little bit closer than some of the drivers are down on the bottom side. They get a little conveyor belt action right now. Front 3 going to slide on down in front of the 41 of Osborne, and they're going to get a little bit of that conveyor belt action here at Talladega Speedway early on, and this is one of the opportunities that a lot of the drivers try and work on. They get to do a little bit of homework here at this point. John Adams in the 84 car going to take a peek down on the outside, see if he can get some help and try and get up to the front of the pack. You can see kind of hanging tough right now. 3rd car in line on the outside, but that draft hooked up down the bottom side. They're going to blow back by that 84 car like he's a freight train. So not like John Adams to drop back, maybe just looking for some friends to try and get out there and get hooked up with, and we'll see who he tries to draft with here later on. I know he's down in Daytona watching the Daytona 500 live here this year. He's trying to make it over there myself as we were down at Citrus County doing a little bit of the TV crew, a little TV production down there at Citrus County for the NX US Legends Car Series. You can check them out over on Facebook, and got to run a camera for probably the 3rd or 4th gig. So that was a lot of fun. Explains the week off, or 2 weeks off that we've had here on VidaneTV, but back here in a big way here with Liberty Racing League. You can see John Adams dropping on back. Ashton Floyd, Osborne, Foskey, and Hogue currently the top 5, and there's that number 84 car running in the 6th position, finally able to get down onto the bottom side of the racetrack. Bolliard, Lasowski, West, and May are going to be the top 10 as they run, and you can see all 15 drivers still right up in this main pack. Rosenbaum, Mann, Seabrans, English, and Nebel. They're rounding out the top 15. Everybody hooked up. Everybody's still in the lead draft, and it's still just a little bit too early here at this point to make any kind of crazy moves, especially when you've only got a dozen or so, a dozen and a half drivers out there on a track as big here as Talladega Super Speedway. So it's going to be a little bit of a high-speed chess match. A lot of times you'll hear drivers saying chess, not checkers. Well, that's all well and good. It's a matter of being able to play chess at 185, 190 miles an hour as they thunder on down the back straightaway, the massive back straightaway here. One of the largest tracks on the NASCAR circuit, 2.66 miles around this super speedway. And man, oh man, getting around here in about 50, 55 seconds or so a lap. And they can see they're putting up some lap times here at this point. Everybody all kind of drafted out, and you can see Neville going to drop up to the high side and kind of dip on down to the back of the pack just to hold on to it, because right now these guys are worried about fuel mileage. They want to try and make it a one-stop race. They want to see if they can get to lap 40, and that's going to be a massive stretch. We talked to some of these drivers before the night started off here back in practice. It's about 35, maybe 38 laps on a tank of fuel here, if we're not mistaken. So that's going to be something all these guys are going to have in the back of their minds. They want to try and stretch that out here a little bit. And the best way and the easiest way to do that is to try and stretch it under caution. But when you've got 15 drivers at the caliber of driver here at Liberty Racing League, you're not going to get those quick cautions. You can see right here, everybody's lined up right now. They're studying. They're trying to figure out what's going on in front of, what's going on behind and around them to try and get better for later on in the race. And you can see right now, crossing the stripe for lap number 8, Ashton going to hold on to it. The lone Canadian leading himself another lap. The 49 car, Floyd there in second. Osborne, Foskey, and Hogue still the top 5 as they run. Take a peek at Bollier there in the 47 car, lone Camry in the field, dropping back just a couple of positions, currently holding on to the 7th spot right now. But don't count Bollier out. He's got himself one of those championship belts from back in the day in the Vidane Racing Super Speedway Series, as he's got the, I believe, the white strapped belt from back in the day. And he is definitely one of the drivers that's very, very good at these super speedways, very good at the planning and the engagement there as well. Kind of runs mid-pack or so, a couple of different styles. Kind of runs mid-pack or so, and then sometimes you'll see him up towards the front. But when you've got a fuel mileage race like this one here at Talladega, where it's about 80 laps, or 80 laps on the dot, as it were, and you're not quite sure what the fuel mileage is going to be, that's going to be a big thing to try and keep in mind here. So keep an eye on that 47 car. You can see again right now just kind of running mid-pack or so, trying to keep it in one piece, as the rest of the drivers are here as well. They know that they can't win the race if they don't finish the race. So not going to press the issue too early, especially here on lap number 9. You got a long way to go, 70 laps here as we cross the stripe at Talladega. Once again, championship night here tonight. We got 4 drivers in the final 4 gunning for that championship belt, and whoever finishes the best out of those 4 drivers, they're going to be going home with that championship belt. There you see Jared Bollier in the 47 car, right in behind the 84 of John Adams. Lineup still pretty much sticking about the same. As you can see, a little whining and dining, a little slicing and dicing. These guys trying to find themselves a dance partner for later on in this one. Little bit of a gap now between the 2 packs. You can see Jared Bollier finding himself some space in the middle to get a little bit of leg room, a little bit of breathing room. He knows he can see up in front of him, he can see behind him, so he can kind of get a good grasp of what's going on. Biggest move of the race is going to be the 49 car right now, running in second. TJ Floyd having himself a monster run in that black, white, and green number 49 car. He's up 12 spots, qualified way back in the back of the field, currently running in the 7th spot. Jeremy Osborne, the 41, right behind him. He's up 7 spots as well. And we already talked about that early race charge for the 84 car of John Adams. He's up 7 spots as well. So going to be a little bit of duking it out there. Don Ashton, the current leader in the 52 car up front, he's also up 7 spots. So a couple of drivers in the running for the biggest mover of the race early on in this one, working a lap number 12. And right now we're not seeing too much action, as you can see everybody kind of slicing and dicing, trying to get themselves to save just a little bit of gas. And you can probably tell. We'll see if we can get a little onboard here with the leader and listen to the throttle when we do get on here, because you'll be able to tell. There's the gyro cam. That shows you the banking here at Talladega Super Speedway. Lots of banking, steep incline here at the Super Speedway. You can see it flattens out in a big way, but you can hear that throttle is full bore there for Don Ashton. If we were to slide on back to Jared Bollier, well, he's using that draft to kind of close back up. There's a good shot of John Adams there. He's streaming live here as well. You can see the website right there on his back bumper cover, twitch.tv/John84Adams. Go over there and give him a like, give him a subscribe, give him a follow over on the Twitch, and let him know that, hey, you just saw the logo over on VidaneTV. He'll probably chug a beer here for you under green. Like, I've seen John Adams do some crazy stuff under green flag. Here's the onboard with that 84 car. You heard it there, burping the throttle just a little bit. Perfect example. That's what I was looking for. That's a driver right there that's trying to save just a little bit of fuel. And you can see he's right on the back bumper there of Wes Hogue and that Cobo hit in the CV Attitude number 38. You can hear him really breathing that gas pedal. We go back up to Don Ashton. He is full song in that 52 car. So not going to be saving a whole lot of fuel between the differences of these drivers, but man, oh man, that little bit could go a long, long way. 1 lap of fuel here is going to get you 2.66 miles around this place. So these guys definitely going to be crunching the numbers and following along with the fuel mileage in a big way here at Talladega. 14 laps in, and we got 80 up on the docket. Jack Daniels up front, Jack Daniels on top, Jack Daniels in your cup, wherever you may be drinking your Jack from. I think every time we see that Jack Daniels car lead a lap, we should probably do a shot up here in the booth. Working their way down the back straightaway once again. You can see English in the 44 car dipping out. Might have a little bit of overheating issues going on in that car there in the back of the pack. He's going to tuck back in, and it looks like everything is A-okay. You can see the top 15 drivers are really nose to tail all the way around. There's the 04 car going to jump up on the high side. That's Ambrose Nebel. Been running in last here for most of the race. You can see going to get by Batman in the 04 car around Mark Mann, multiple-time championship contender, championship winner here in this series as well. You can see up high on the 14 car, that's David Rosenblum in the Toy Story car. How cool is that? How cool is it to see a Toy Story car out there on the screen? Love you too, John Meadows, playing devil's advocate between Twitch streams, I'm sure. But doing some big things here on VidaneTV with the Liberty Racing League. We'll check in with John. John's still running in that 6th position right now, and you can almost see that 04 car. He's moving up. He knows that he may very well not need any kind of strategy. He wants to go. And John Adams, looking in his rearview mirror, he sees that. He sees that 04 car's not trying to play games. You can see he's coming into your screen right now. He's going to gain himself a bunch of spots because we listened in to the in-car down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Those guys are all saving fuel. They're off the throttle in a big way, and there's nothing off the throttle about John Adams. He is on the throttle all the time, 100%. It's real easy to go from 0 to 100 when you idle at 75. And there's our man right now. He's going up to that 3rd position. He's got some help from that 04 car. I hate to say that, or the 00 because the 04 Mark Mann back. We saw Batman just on a lap or so ago. And another lap or two, we might be seeing that Shenandoah Shine number 84 car as the leader. Big push now from the 004 of Nebel, and that's exactly what Nebel wanted to see. He knows that he's not going to be able to make that 40 lap marker if this thing does stay green and we get those green flag pit stops. So he's going to keep on pushing that 84 car, try and get some track position and maybe hope for some sort of caution. You can see still pretty much single file there down the bottom side, a little bit of breathing room in front of and in behind that number 47 Toyota of Bolliard. We've seen that happen a time or two before. Jared Bolliard, very smart when it comes to the super speedway racing, but a lot of times not able to get anybody to work with him because he's so good at these big tracks. So we'll see if anybody's going to end up hooking up with that 47 car throughout the evening here. Currently running in the 8th spot. Kind of dropped back that 1 position with the 004. Big charge up on the high side, down the back straightaway. You can see you can barely get a piece of paper in between those 2 bumpers, and they are thundering down the back straightaway on that high side. The 52 guns up just a little bit. Ashton tries to break up the draft just enough. Tries to put a hole in the air to cut the momentum off from those 2 cars, but I think once they come around here, that 84 car going to get a bit of a run and lead at the line, but we will see because it is that great big long super speedway super stretch up there on the front straightaway. There you see it crossing the stripe. 84 going to lead a lap. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is something you're going to have to put an asterisk next to, because we just saw 2 cars up on the high side pass a whole line of cars down on the bottom side, and the car in the lead on that outside line cross the stripe first. That could be monumental towards the end of this race. 61 laps to go here at Talladega. John Adams leads, but for how long? Big push there from TJ Floyd in the back of the 49 car all the way up to the back bumper of the 52, and you can see it launches that Jack Daniels rides forward by about a car length, maybe 2, and there you see that big run up on the high side. They're going to try and thunder on past those 2 cars down to the bottom side, and you can see the 52 doing everything he can to try and put a hole in that air, try and break that momentum up on the high side. And this is one of the things that a lot of the drivers need to keep an eye on. If they're going to keep battling for this position, they're going to have to come down and get fuel later on. And at this one, they might have to come down a little bit early as well. And we've seen those Alliance Motorsports drivers working together on that fuel mileage, something they very, very well accelerate at. And here at Talladega, definitely no stranger. One of the biggest tracks, one of the longest tracks on the circuit. So if you're in between one or maybe 2 laps of fuel, you better figure it out, because that's winning or losing this race in a big way. A little bit of a charge down to the bottom side. Adams going to get a into the back bumper. Check that. Adams going to get left out to dry up on the high side. The 004 going to jump down to the bottom side of the track. Neville's going to try and take that 3rd position. John Adams left out high and dry for the time being in that 84 car. But I think as we get into this race, people will start to see that high side's going to be the place to be. But for right now, everybody playing checkers, chess rather, not checkers. You got to make sure you keep the car in one piece. There you see the 84 going to slip in to that 5th position. And everybody up in the top 5 right now has gained big positions. Don Ashton up in the lead has gained 7. TJ Floyd up 12. Neville in the 004, we saw that rise to the occasion. He's up 12 spots as well. Jeremy Osborne up 6, and John Adams in the 5th position, currently up 8 spots from where he qualified. So cream rising to the top here, about a quarter of the race over, and we still got 3/4 of it left to go here at Talladega Superspeedway. Let's listen to some of the sights and sounds around these race cars for a lap or two here at Talladega with the Liberty Racing League playoff race. Quick onboard shots there, cool, calm, and collected for our top 4 of the playoff drivers gunning for that championship belt here tonight. We made mention Wesley Hogue has been trying for 12 years to get himself one of these super speedway championship racing belts. There's probably about a half dozen or 8 of them out amongst the community at this point. The very first one going to Ian Crash Flash way back in the day, and there you see some pit stops happening here on lap 23, and that tells us, ladies and gentlemen, exactly what the fuel window is. The 004 car coming in a little hot. There's a former leader there, the 52 of Don Ashton, Ambrose Neville, Jeremy Olson, and Dave Rosenblum going to be the drivers that come down pit road here. 3 Chevys and a Ford coming on down first here. That's leaving TJ Floyd with the lead currently in the 49 car. They see John Adams in second, Jason Foskey, Wesley Hogue, and Jared Bolliard, the top 5 with playoff intentions here. That's a whole lot of bow ties. 11 Chevys and a Toyota. I don't think there'll be any kind of manufacturer's team call here at this point for pit stops, but I'd be willing to bet we're going to see a lot of drivers coming on down this time by to see if they can make it. There you see the leader breaking on through the 84 car of John Adams coming down as well. It looks like they're going to be the only 2. They stagger it out nicely. A little bit of a flat stop, it looks like, potentially for the 49 of Floyd. But Floyd and Adams, the only 2 drivers to come off of pit road. There you see Neville, the 04 car, getting off pit road. Jeremy Osborne right in behind. Those 2 drivers are nose to tail. And then it's a little bit further on back for Rosenblum and Ashton. Not quite as quick of a stop as everybody else. Here comes the main pack. They have not come down pit road yet. 9 drivers strong. They are clicking off some bad fast lap times to try and get themselves as much track position as they can and put these guys as far behind as they can here in this one. We'll see who's going to come down pit road this time by working lap number 25. Gives us about a 3 pit stop race. There you see it. Just about everybody in the front 5, the top 5, going to come down pit road and get themselves some service. They're all led by a little three-wide battle. There's Lasowski in the 83, Jarrett Bolliard, the 3 car there as well of Jason Foskey. Wes Ho going to come down in the CB Attitude, number 38 in the Trailer Park Dude, the number 17 car of Kevin West. If you're not following Trailer Park Dude over on TikTok, you need to. Get on over there. There's all his logos and stuff. Trailer Park Dude, lots of entertainment there from Mr. Kevin West. And he's battling it out for this championship belt. You can see fuel only for the 17 car. He is in there screaming, keep digging. He wants to get back out on track, and here we go. Gas only, fuel only for the 17 car. We check in with a new leader, James Mayer. First time we've seen that 95 Valvoline ride up front all day. There's Batman, the 04 car. Mark Mann there in behind. In second, Rick Seaburns and Anthony English in the top 4. And they're all going to come down pit road here. You can see staggering it out on the front straightaway. A little bit of puff of smoke, but everybody gets woed down just in time. Little 3-wide action getting on into the entry of pit road, but they get it all sorted out, and it's going to be fuel only for these 4 drivers as well. We circle back around here looking at Taylor Lasowski in the 83 car. He's got teammate Wesley Hogue in the 38 right in behind. That CB Attitude car had a phenomenal pit stop. There you see Jarrett Bolliard giving it a little bit of breathing room in third, in that third car in line. We'll see if these guys are going to be able to come on around and see who's going to cycle on through. There you see this pack down on pit road. They get down and away at a pretty good clip. So these guys may very well get blended in at the perfect time. There you see at the very, very top of your screen, just starting to come in here at this point is that pack. They're going to get blown by here, probably down on the back straightaway. And it's going to be interesting to see what these guys are going to be able to do. We'll take a look at the Monkey Aerial Express drone cam. There's the pack coming in hot. Up on the high side, you can see they're going to drift down and try and get a little bit of draft. They're going to jump up to the high side, slingshot on around. There you see it, dangerous move. I've done that before. That second half of the pack looks like they're going to stick into the back part of this group, but those top 2 guys, Lasowski and Hogue, send it on through, and there you can see we're going to get a little bit of racing here in the back half of it. Wasn't quite the perfect blend, but it gave us the action we were looking for here on lap 27. First round of green flag pit stops have been completed. Taylor Lasowski going to come out on top. Wesley Hogue there in second. James Mayer, Mark Mann, and Kevin West, the top 5 as they run. We're 2 wide, we're 3 wide, we're back to 2 wide, but we got ourselves a little bit of high line action. You can see a couple of drivers, few drivers up on top trying to make that high wide and handsome side work. 3 cars, bumper to bumper. It's the 004, it's the 84, and then it's the bright yellow one with green numbers. I believe that's going to be the 44. Nope, just kidding. That's the 17. No, it's not the 17. It's one of those cars. The 41, it looks like. 47, 41, carry the 6. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie here, and they spell disaster for everybody involved. There he is, Jeremy Osborne in the 41. We're going to have to fire our graphics guy for being late on all these things. It's me, I'm the graphics guy. Jeremy Osborne in the 41 car having himself a solid run right now in that 3rd position. We saw very strong on the high side, being able to make it work up on the high, wide, and handsome side. He's going to dip on down to the bottom right now. TJ Floyd, the lone driver, up on top, and that's going to be tough when you're up on the high side by yourself. You're not really able to save any fuel when you're by yourself at that point. So we'll see if he's going to tuck on down into the bottom racing groove, or if he is indeed going to try and stay on the high side, maybe get on down to the bottom of the track and get some of that fuel mileage saved. You can see really dropping there on the bottom side. Front 3 cars though breaking away. Neville, Adams, and Osborne, the top 3. 50 laps to go. Neville on top. Adams there in second. Osborne, Lasowski, and Hogue. The top 5 as they run. 15 drivers still in this one. Couple of guys back a little bit further on, back about 15, 16 seconds off the pack. 13 still up in this main group. David Rosenbroom and Don Ashton, former leader here in the 52. The lone Canadian in the field here tonight. The lone Ford here in the field as well, dropping all the way back and losing time, it looks like. Definitely don't want to mix the Toy Story and the Jack Daniels, because you're not sure what kind of stories you're going to get out of that one. But those good drivers are going to work together and try and see if they can catch back up to the pack and maybe get themselves a little fuel mileage going on if they're able to save themselves enough fuel. But there you see the front three working together, really able to kind of break away from the pack a little bit. Neville Adams and Osborne up front, Lasaski Hogue, and going to be the top five with Mayer just on the outside looking in. And as we got that pack to kind of blend on in together, everybody gets it all sorted out. We lost 2 drivers that have lost the draft, but the other 13 still remain up top, all green all the way so far here in this one. 31 laps into the Liberty Racing League Super Speedway Championship race here at Talladega. There you can see last time by, those are the lap times that these drivers got at the line. The front three have it figured out, 51.21 all the way across the board. Better than half a second faster than the rest of the field when they get hooked up like that. You can see that may very well have lit a fire under the second half of this field, or the second group rather, as they have all gotten their bumpers much, much tighter. They're going to try and see if they can close that gap up and make sure that there are more than 3 drivers left at the end of this one that can come home with the trophy, with the victory, with that championship belt at the end of this one. 33 laps in, getting ready to cross the stripe for lap number 34. A couple of pit stops left for each of these drivers still left in this one. Great shot of the flag stand here coming down to the start-finish line. And we'll take another look here at the lap times just for the sake of it. There you can see still relatively identical up front, but that time by exactly as we called it. They're a little bit quicker in that second group, and you can see Taylor Lasowski in the 83 is kind of broken away just a little bit. He's going to try and close that gap. You might see a very blistering lap time come out of that 83 car, because he has left that front pack and he has caught just enough of that lead pack draft rather, as it were. Either this time by or next time, going to be a blistering lap time. We'll leave those lap times up here for the time being, because we've just approaching the halfway marker here. We got a little bit of time. And there you see crossing the start-finish line as the times update a little bit quicker there for Lasowski in the 83 by about a tenth of a second, but you can see that gap is definitely shrinking as the front 3 drivers still hold on to a very commanding lead, and got that window closing up just a little bit in behind. There you see John Adams taking a peek out low, wondering if that car's having maybe a little bit of overheating issues, because you can see he is all over that 04 car, all the way up the back bumper, and he's got some help in behind from Osborne, the 41 car. Lasowski has caught this group, and it's going to be interesting to see if that lap time is indeed much quicker at the start, or if it's about identical, because you can see he's just about caught the group, but still has a little bit of breathing room in between the two. And then he's got a mirror full of the rest of the field, 10 cars strong in that pack. You can see the third place car of Osborne going to drop back just a little bit. There you see quicker once again for the 83 car, so still making up a little bit of ground here each and every single lap here at Talladega Speedway, where seconds mean miles out on the racetrack, whether it's down on pit road or wherever it may be. But there you see the front 3 getting hooked up once again. They're going to see if they can try and drive away from this pack again. Little drone cam footage here at Talladega Super Speedway. Just kind of taking a look at the sights and the sounds of race cars going around in circles here at Talladega Super Speedway. Nebel up front in the 004 car. Saw him get hooked up with the 84 of John Adams and march all the way up to the front here. And getting ready to cross the stripe here at the halfway marker, probably about 5 laps or so away from another round of green flag pit stops, something to keep an eye on here. Saw a lot of fuel-only stops that first time around, so we may very well see some drivers try and come down and sneak 2 tires, maybe even 4 tires on these machines and try and get themselves a little bit of a competitive edge here in the championship race. The winner of the playoffs, they're going to be the driver in that top 4 that finishes on top. They're leaving with a $100 bill and a championship belt. Pretty cool. You can shoot on over to the Liberty Racing League Facebook page to get a glimpse at that championship belt. And we've got $125 on the line here as well for any driver outside of that top 4 that's not competing for the championship. They have the opportunity to get themselves 125 beans in the bean jar if they come home with the victory. And there you see why that 004 car of Nebel is leading. It's the bright red rims. That's what it is. The chrome ribs on the 004 car. It's about 5 horsepower per wheel, and that's going to be something that folks are going to keep an eye on for sure. And kind of ties in pretty nicely here with the new content that's going to be coming out here on VidaneTV within the next couple of weeks. Going to be the Freakin' Send It podcast with yours truly, Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. and Gary Spinato Jr., the co-founder, or co-owner rather, of Arena Race Car up at Stafford Motor Speedway. Gary and I have been friends for a very, very, very long time and worked together on race cars at the racetrack there at Stafford Motor Speedway. Both big wrestling fans, both big racing fans, and we both like to listen to ourselves talk, and we both like to entertain. So we'll be doing the podcast live. Be sure to pay attention to Facebook for VidaneTV. We're going to have all the posts up as well. That's going to be a lot of fun to sit down and get those podcasts in the books. And his son, Alex Spinato, the first third generation street stock driver at Stafford Motor Speedway. So that's a lot of fun. And well, the whole tie-in with that on that 23 car that Alex Spinato runs, bright red rims, lots of horsepower in those bright red chrome wheels, and the 04 car showing it here on lap number 42. A little bit of drone footage that we get to play with here. We'll see what it looks like from the fan standpoint there, from up on top of the hill on the back straightaway as these guys get into turns 3. They're going to get out of turn number 4. We'll take a glimpse at it. Hey, how about that from the infield over there by the campers? Little Toyota action there with that old school paint scheme. How about this? Some fans up here on the front straightaway are getting on down into the front straightaway. Sights and sounds here from Talladega Super Speedway. Great shot from up behind the flag stand. They're going to cross the stripe. Nebel going to lead himself another lap. John Adams in second. Jeremy Osborne, James Mayer, and Kevin West currently the top 5 as they run. And we made mention that number 17 car of Kevin West. Shoot on over to TikTok and follow this guy on the TikTok for sure, because he is incredibly entertaining. Trailer park dude. Pretty much the life of a sim racer symbolized or personified, as it were. But lots of entertainment over there. We'll do a little onboard action here for a lap or so. And watch how one of the masters here does it around Talladega. Even with that sun glare, the sun peeking out from behind the cloud. They're in turn number 4, I believe, as they come off the back straightaway. And that should be the finish calls down the bottom side. They are, indeed. And you can see the blimp up over top, high atop this racetrack, giving us those cool views from way up there. And you can hear West kind of moving the throttle just a little bit, not really forcing the issue. He's able to get up to the back bumper of Mayer in that 95 Valvoline car, and you can hear backs up just ever so slightly, tries to save minute amounts of fuel that these guys are going to try and kind of get together here at the end of the race, because the less fuel you burn, the less fuel you have to wait for down on pit road. So working lap number 44. It was about this time last time around that we saw these drivers get ready to break off of pit road. We could actually take a look. 20 laps for the leader, 19 for Adams there in second. So it looks like the longest run we were able to see some of these guys out there for was 26 laps, and only 3 or 4 drivers were able to make that work. So getting down to it, this is absolutely going to come down to fuel mileage if this thing stays green. And with the caliber of driver once again here in the Liberty Racing League, these guys may very well go green to checkered. Nebel up front, Adams, Osborne, Mayer, and West the top 5. And that graphic on your screen, that tells you exactly where everybody came off or when the last time they came off pit road here. So you saw Neville, he's been up front for almost this entirety of this run. May have burned a little bit more fuel. We're not quite sure what he's got left in the tank, but what we do know is these cats are going to be coming down pit road very, very shortly. Going to check in with the couple of drivers who lost the draft earlier on. They're in danger of going down a lap, 38 seconds behind that lead pack. You can see still trying to hold on to it, but they're definitely hoping for a caution here. We'll see what happens as these drivers get ready for green flag pit stops. Second round of them, and one of the things that kind of differentiates the Liberty Racing League here, these guys know that they can go green to checker. There you go, a couple of drivers, all of them from that front pack, going to come on down. That right there shows that these drivers are utilizing the chat services that they've got. They're able to communicate back and forth together because they were nice and staggered out there. A lot of times when you get some drivers coming down pit road, they'll go bumper to bumper. Somebody will mess up, hit the brakes, slide in too far, gets all sorts of cattywampus and bad juju for some of those drivers. But those guys were able to fan out. One guy all the way down to the inside, one on the outside, and one right up the center. And it looks like those tires are staying right on the ground. John Adams had to back up, it looked like, to gather. That is detrimental to his shot. You can see the other two drivers pulling away. John Adams left in the dust there. Oh, man. Had to back up just a matter of inches to get fuel put into that car. That's going to amount to a huge loss in track position. We rejoin the leaders up here as we're getting ready to see if any of these guys are going to peel down this time by. Nobody up front, nobody in behind. So we're going to go another lap around this one. You can see John Adams able to get down and away, but doesn't have any drafting help. He might be able to tuck in with this pack here, but that'd put him a lap down here if the leaders are able to get around him. So he's going to have to hope that he's going to be able to. It's really the only saving grace that Adams has in that 84 car with that big loss. Couple of inches, man, sliding on through the pit stall. Missed it just by that much. That is tough. Those two drivers, Rosenblum and Ashton, have in fact lost a lap. They came down pit road for their scheduled green flag stop. So these leaders are going to have to come down pit road here, and we'll see what they do. Working lap number 48, 32 laps to go. They're going to drive on by once again. They're even going to get a little side-by-side action up about mid-pack or so. So we get around this stop once again, crossing the stripe, and there you see these guys have a little bit of time. Those drivers that came down, they've got this thing all sorts of figured out. Came down 23 laps in and 23 laps again as well. But those drivers up at the top 5, they all came down on lap number 26, and they've got 4 or 5 laps left of fuel that they can go here. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. Mayer holding on to the lead. West there in second. Batman in third. English and Seabrins in the top 5. That's 3 of the top 5 championship contenders in the top 5. And oh, by the way, that fourth guy, he's in 6th. Wesley Hogue in that 38 car, the 38 CB Attitude Ride, holding on just outside the top 5. And right now, you can see Mayer holding on to it. And these guys know, a little sideways for a championship contender in the 4 car of Seabrins. He's going to get knocked up to the outside and slid on back just a little bit. And another lap goes by, and more green flag pit stops have yet to be made. And you can see that blue bar sliding on over just a little bit to show you just how long it's been since these guys came down pit road. And so far, we've seen these drivers only take fuel. We haven't seen anybody come down and take tires. You really don't want to take the extra couple of seconds under green flag conditions because we see just how detrimental that is here. And the top 10 still up in the main pack. Osborne and Neville, those two drivers working on it just a little bit, and it's another 10 seconds on back to the 84 car of John Adams. So he is definitely hoping for a caution in that 84 car. Handful of drivers coming off pit road. There you see Jared Bolliard in the 47 number, the number 47 rather, Camry. Going to get passed by the rest of the field. There's Ambrose Neville and the 04 car getting joined back up. Jeremy Osborne as these guys are coming on around here after green flag pit stops. As these guys are coming off, right now the leader, Mark Mann, I don't believe has come down here. Looked away for just a second. You missed that much. Top 7 still have not yet to come down pit road. Lasoski, Foskey, and Bolliard all have come down pit road as it appears. The top 7 still have to make their second pit stop. So lots of strategy getting into this one for sure. And all these crew chiefs, I'm not even going to sit down and do the math because I don't have to. I'm not a driver anymore. So these guys, lots of things going on in the back of their mind, and we're going to try and call all the action as we see it there. You saw the 87 car. Check that, the 84 car of John Adams going down a lap, but he's going to get it right back as the leader is going to come down pit road. The 84 car going to shoot on by like he's a Starlink satellite as the top 4. Oh, Sebrin's locking him up just a little bit, but everybody else looking A-okay and nice and fanned out on these pit stops. We'll take a look. More than likely going to be fuel only for these drivers as they come down pit road at what I believe is a 60-mile-an-hour pit road speed here at the 2.66 super speedway here, and we can take a peek at the pack. They're a little slicey dicey back here, side by side as they get on into 3. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be a weird blend as you can see those two drivers, Don Ashton and Dave Resenblem. They've caught back up with the pack, but they are a lap down, unfortunately. So there you see those guys coming down pit road. They're on the top right of your screen. Here comes the pack. They've got a bit of room here to get up through the gears as they come off turn 4. Stay down on that apron and coming all the way up through the gears. Kevin West leading the outside. The 52 car leading the bottom side, trying to get his lap back the hard way in that Jack Daniels ride. There's the 38 car of Wes Hogue there in second in line. The 004 car, the 83 Lasoski, the 3 car all up in the mix. There's those 4 cars that just came off pit road. Oh, hello, we are pack racing once again, 3 wide as they go into 3 and 4. Contact by the Jack Daniels car, we're wrecking. The 52 car involved, going to take out a couple of cars. John Adams is going to be the free pass recipient as it looks like Jared Bolliard was already off the pace. And, well, there you see these drivers getting gathered back up. We're going to get that first caution flag here on lap number 54. There you see the 52 car getting a little bit sideways, and well, you know, you almost see this one coming. We'll take a look at it from the blimp high atop. We're going to back that up just a little bit to kind of show that closing rate here as well. These guys did a great job trying to get this all sorted out, but a lot of times when you go 3 wide with drivers that you're not used to doing it with, it gets a little bit slicey, a little bit dicey, especially here at Talladega Super Speedway. There you see the drivers going up on the high side. A little bit of contact from the JD car comes up, gets in touch with the drivers up in the top side, gets a little bit of a push from the 41 car, and down and around he goes. So that is a tough break for Don Ashton, the lone Canadian in the field. Let's see if we can get a live shot back at him, and still out on track, it appears, but down on pit road. We rejoin everybody up front. Kevin West, the current leader. Wesley Hogue there in second. Jeremy Osborne, Taylor Lasoski, Ambrose Neville, the top 5 as they run. TJ Floyd, Jason Foskey, James Mayer, Mark Mann, and Anthony English, the top 10. And that may very well change because now these drivers have an opportunity to come down pit road under caution, get some tires, get this thing fueled up, packed full of fuel, and that's going to send these drivers on through. So there's Bubbles Bronson up in the flag stand. We're going to take a peek here at these pit stops. There you can see the drivers coming on down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of math. It's lap 54. And we saw so far the longest pit stop that these drivers were able to get a math. We might get some fires here, folks, because Showtime's doing some math here. So we got 54 plus a 26-lap run. By that calculation, that puts us right at lap 80. Whew, you want to talk about tight. If these drivers were able to come down here, they can make it here from this point on to the checkered. But I did confirm with the race officials, a rowdy Wesley Hogue, unlimited attempts at a green-white checkered. Now, it's been relatively clean so far here tonight, and we've only seen the one incident so far, a little bit of a freak accident as we had 3 wide, but man, oh man, These guys going to be putting on a show here in a big kind of way. A couple of drivers coming back down pit road to top off, maybe bang out some of the virtual sheet metal. There's the 95 of James Mayer. Jarrett Bollier down there as well. John Adams in the 84. Still working to get that thing packed up through full of fuel here, and he was up in front of the leaders beforehand, so he'll be able to get back out on track and see what he can do for the rest of this one. Wes Hogue, Mark Mann, Rick Seaburns, and Kevin West, the 4 drivers gunning for that championship. And you can see right now, as if it were to end, Kevin West up front. Wes Hogue is there in 3rd. Mark Mann just a little bit further on back. Here they all come back down pit road to top off once again. This could be huge. As you can see, Jeremy Osborne on the 41, he's going to stay out, as is the 004, Ambrose Nebel going to stay out and chance it just a little bit. John Adams back out on track after a long extended pit stop, still able to hold on to the lead for right now, but we'll see where he ends up for sure towards the end of this one. Lights out on top of the pace car. You can see those 2 drivers stayed out on track. And Rick Seaburns going to come out on of the out of pit road on top of everybody else. He's going to make sure that he gets the proverbial lead. He's going to be the first one out there that has a full tank of gas. And look how slow these guys are going back here. Everybody's saving as much fuel as they possibly can. Probably down in 4th gear, 5th gear, taking their time, coming to the... That's what you have to do. With 25 laps to go, and you can make 26 green flag laps here on a tank of fuel, and you know that you've got unlimited attempts, you got to take every opportunity you can to save yourself just a little bit of fuel. There you see Kevin West down on the bottom side of the bottom side of the racetrack, down on the apron, and this is huge. There's going to be everybody lined up down at the bottom side of the racetrack. The way the rules line up, if you come down with 1 to go to top off, you have to get to the end of the longest line, and that is going to be the bottom side of the racetrack. There is no help for Osborne in that 41 car up top. That may be huge. We'll see if he's going to be able to get himself an opportunity to slide on down. I think he will. I think he will. With everybody in the field wanting to save as much fuel as they possibly can, you might get yourself a couple of drivers that are going to jump up to the high side and see if they can tack on in behind the 04 car. They may very well open up a gap there as well to let that 004 car into the bottom, but we've seen just how quick Nebel is in that machine. 25 laps to go, 24 when we cross the stripe, and we've only had our 1 caution so far, and this one potentially could go the distance on fuel if indeed we don't get that green-white checkered. But to get there, we first have to take the green flag, and then we do. Racing resumes here at Talladega. 41 car of Osborne able to get the lead. There you see Seaburns just topped off on the 1 to go marker earlier on, about a lap or so ago. There's John Adams hooking up with the 3 car. Who saw that on their bingo card? Just kidding. Big Earnhardt fan is John Adams, and you can see he's going to hook up with that Oreo ride up Bosky to see if they can march their way up towards the front on that high side. Man, oh man, it's going to be an exciting finish here coming to the stripe. 23 laps to go here. Got to thank everybody for tuning in all over the place. We're taking over the internet here at VidaneTV, especially as we sail on into the 2024 calendar year. We got a lot of cool stuff going on in the sim racing world and in the real racing world here as well. Just got off a 2-week trip down in Florida at the Citrus County Speedway, the opposite side of Florida that Daytona was on. I had the opportunity to hook up with a bunch of sim racers down there. Shout out to RSal TV, Ryan Salvatore. Got to meet him, came out and said hello at Citrus. And a lot of the Canadians folks as well. Kent Wolders, Caden Tufts, Tim Terry, all those cats down at Citrus County for the U.S. Legends Cars Winter Nationals. It was an absolute blast. Met up with a lot of old friends. Met some new ones as well and opened up a lot of doors. And speaking of opening up a lot of doors, there's John Adams, the 84 car. We talk about him a lot here at VidaneTV. John Adams and I go back, way back. He was in one of the very first leagues that I ran in, FTSR. They're still running today, by the way. FTSR.net, that's the official website. Let me know VidaneTV sent you. But known John Adams for a very long time, know his strengths, doesn't have many weaknesses, and one of his strengths here, definitely super speedway racing. He was a lap down here about 20 laps or so ago, had that terrible pit stop, had to back up that 6 inches to get the fuel, to get the car back into the box, ended up losing a lap because we stayed green, got that lap back the hard way, got that lap back with a wave by, rather, under that one caution we had. Oh, he's going to slide up the racetrack, a little bit of a bump from the 44. He knew he was talking about us. He was going to put on a show. He'll be back. The 84 car going to jump up to the high side, high, wide, and handsome, going to drop back just a little bit. He may have realized he's got to save himself a little bit of fuel, so he might try and tuck in to one of these drivers. That's going to hand in to the lead, to the 44 car of Anthony English. He wants that $125 too. He's not one of the 4 championship contenders that's going to win the championship belt. So if you are indeed a driver that wins and you're outside of the playoffs, you get that $125 payday, courtesy of Liberty Racing. And there you see Anthony English in the 44 car, 10 spots up to the lead right now. James Mayer, Jeremy Osborne, Rick Seabrins, and Ambrose Neville, the top 5. 20 laps to go for the 44 car. Anthony English holding on to the lead. He's got the 95 of James Mayer right on his back bumper. Great run for the 41 car so far for Jeremy Osborne. Rick Seabrins, championship contender, holding on to 4th. Ambrose Neville in 5th. Jarrett Bolliard back into that 6th position. Mark Mann in 7th. The 8th position going to be the 84 car of John Adams. Slid on down in front of Wesley Hogue. He's holding on to 9th, and Kevin West there in 10th. TJ Floyd, Jason Foskey, Taylor Lasowski, and David Rosenblum going to be the top 14 drivers still up in this pack. The only driver off the lead lap is at 52 of Don Ashton, rather. You can see the 52 car struggling with the handling just a little bit, but they cross the stripe with 18 laps to go here at Talladega. Anthony English out front. We've made mention, we're live all over the internet here this evening, live on the VidaneTV Facebook page, live on the VidaneTV YouTube page. We're live on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/strictly94. Give us a like, a subscribe, a share, all that good stuff. Like the video. Gives us a lot of help. It lets us know that what we're doing is right. We're heading in the right direction. We're trying to entertain the masses as we do here at VidaneTV, and it helps us out with the algorithm too. It lets YouTube and Twitch and Facebook know that you're entertained and you want to see more of this action here at VidaneTV, and we've talked about it. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up here in the 2024 calendar year, especially as all this snow melts and we get ready to head towards the real racing season here. Tomorrow night, the NEP Series comes back. They are on their final stretch to crown a Season 5 champion. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. That's going to be live here tomorrow night. Green flag at 8:22 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. And, well, hey, if you're a big Grand Theft Auto fan, stick around on the Twitch side of things. We're going to be firing up the stream a little bit later on, and we're going to be doing some Grand Theft Auto 5 action over on the Twitch, so be sure to give us a follow over there. And that's going to be probably a way too late night here in the booth, but we'll see what happens. Taking a peek at it, 18 laps to go, coming to the stripe to 17 laps to go. It's still the 44 car of English, Mayer, and Osborne, the top 3. Seabrins and Neville, the top 5 as they run. Everybody presumably has enough fuel. Remember, though, those top 2 drivers did not come down to top off and under that last caution flag. So 8 laps in, you can see they can make 26. They've done it a couple of times, and they pitted with 26 laps to go. So as long as we don't get a green-white checkered, these drivers will be A-okay up front. But that's one of those things. That's a big if. We may get the big one here at Talladega with less than 20 laps. Little conveyor belt action. We've seen this all night long. Everybody doing their homework, doing their studying, trying to figure out where they're going to be able to get around the guy up in front of them. And when do you go? We've talked about that every time we come to one of these super speedways. You don't want to go too early. It shows everybody your cards, but you also don't want to wait too long, because that's you need all the time that you can to make sure that you've got that final pass ready to rock and roll up in the holster and ready to shoot. As you can see, they're coming to 15 laps to go right now, and you can almost start to see the pack kind of spread out just a little bit. You can see they're starting to get those air gaps. We may very well start to see these packs of 2 and 3 drivers start to break off here, and that's where you're going to start to see a lot of the teammate stuff as these guys kind of working together with different drivers throughout the season, and may very well have some other deals kind of worked out amongst the roster here in the Liberty Racing League. As these guys have been racing together for a handful of seasons now, it's been wild to try and keep up with everything that goes on. But you can see it's kind of the front two, English and Mayer. They stretched out just a little bit. The 41 and the 4, they're kind of by themselves. And well, you can see that 004 car is backed up just a little bit, and everybody's starting to get a little bit antsy in behind. They're taking a peek up on the high side to see if they can maybe get themselves a little bit of a run to try and get up to that high side. They see Bolliard all over the back bumper of that 004 car trying to get himself a bit of a run. I think 15 to 10 laps to go may very well be when these drivers are going to get shot out of a canyon, as it were, because you can start to see that there is some heavy pushing mid-pack on back. These guys know they are running out of time. They need to get this thing done ASAP. Drone footage once again here from Talladega. You can see everybody up in the top 14 is in this pack. We've seen many times here at Super Speedways that anybody up in that pack can come home with the win, and anybody, especially with this playoff standings here, anybody can come home with the victory here, with that championship. There you see championship contender, the 4-car Rick Seabrans. He's holding on to the 4th position. There's Mark Mann in the 04. He's holding on to 7th right now. Kevin West in the 17 back in 10th, and he's got his buddy Wesley Hogue right up in front of him. And you bet that these guys are not going to stay single file for the remaining of these 13 laps. Some of these guys want to get that win outside of that championship top 4. They want that payday. They want that $125. They want to spoil the show, and they want to come home with all the bragging rights, but they also have to keep all of these championship contenders in behind them. And oh, by the way, anybody can win that $125 bonus for coming home with the victory, as long as they're outside that top 4. Championship winner gets that championship belt, as well as a cool, crisp $100 bill, courtesy of the Liberty Racing League. Coming on down to 12 laps to go when they cross the stripe, and you can still see a little bit more slicing and dicing. These drivers are trying to read the air. They're trying to dip up high, trying to dip down low, trying to keep these engines as cool as they possibly can, so they have all the motor they need to make that hard charge up towards the front in these final closing laps. Anthony English has the point right now in that number 44 car. He's gained 10 spots from where he qualified to get to where he is right now. He has got the 95 of James Mayer in behind him as they head on down into turn number 3. The 41 car was a lap down at one point in this race, currently in that 3rd position. The highest running championship contender for the time being is going to be that 4 car of Seabrans, and Neville, very quick in that 004 car, is running in the top 5. Jarrett Bolliard Holding on to 6, Markman, John Adams, West Hogue, and West in the 17th car. As I choke on my own spit. In that 17 car, holding on to the 10th spot with 11 laps to go. And you can see single file, conveyor belt action. Everybody's waiting to make sure they time this perfectly. Making sure the belts are tight, making sure the wheels tight, making sure your turkeys don't get loose, and making sure you can get up towards the front as quickly as you can. Coming on down to the back straightaway, heading on into 3 and 4. They're going to be coming to 10 laps to go. What do you say, folks? What do you say we do a championship? Crank it up. Back down to single digits. When do you go? 9 laps to go for Aiden English up in the front. You can see they're starting to break away by just a little bit. Big push by the 95 and James Merritt. They're going by the assumption that they are good to go on fuel. Remember, those top 2 did not come down to top off. Here we go. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. It's time. There you see the 47 going to jump right on up in front of the 38 car. Cut the momentum off just ever so slightly for Cole Bohannon and the Cole Bohannon ride. Wesley Hogue in the 38 car. They're going to go 3 wide as TJ Floyd tries to make it happen up the middle. And you can see they're getting slicey and dicey up towards the front. Whoa, a little bit of connection issues there. I believe that was Lasowski. We'll double check on that driver that just disconnected. But up front, still Anthony English down to the bottom side. But for how long? Take a peek at that high line led by TJ Floyd, making the run up on the high side from all the way in the back. And look who he's got in tow. Wesley Hogue in the 38 CB Attitude up to P3. Oh, trouble, the 94 car all the way down. He's going to come back up towards the racetrack, rejoin the field. There's a 004 car. He's going to get in there as well. No harm, no foul. We stay clean. We stay green. It jacks things up in a big kind of way up front, though. The 38 going to inherit the lead. Kevin West, his teammate, in behind. But how long does your teammate work with you when you've got 8 laps left to go in the championship and you're both fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship of the Liberty Racing League Series? Kevin West going to jump up to the outside, leave Cole Bohannon down on the bottom. Big push from the 47, Lasowski in the 83, slides on down in front of TJ Floyd. 7 laps to go here at Talladega, 7 laps to go on the championship, and these drivers have said it is time to go. Hogue holding on to the lead. Kevin West, his teammate. These guys have been going at it for a long time, racing together from all the way back to the NASCAR Thunder 2004 series for back at PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, whatever console it may have been. They're going to come out of turn number 4, side by side, battling it out for that championship trophy. Mark Mann is in the battle as well. He's back towards the back of the pack. Seabrans is there as well. He's in the middle of the pack, the number 4 car championship contender as well. But the top 2 are fighting for that championship. That lap led by the Trailer Park Dude number 17 ride. Go follow him on TikTok. You can bet after this race going to be some entertaining content from that driver. 6 laps to go on the season. Kevin West has it up on the high side, has that momentum, has that little bit of help. You can see there's 2-3 more cars up on the high side than there is down on the bottom side. Big push there for Bolliard in the 47 car. Do not count him out. And oh, by the way, Lasowski's back up in at the Taco Bell number 83 car. all over the back bumper of his teammate. He's another one of those cats that came from the NR2, N2 NASCAR Thunder 2004. Easy enough for me to say. As we get the high five from Bubbles up in the flag stand, 5 laps to go. Here at Talladega Super Speedway, we are 87 wide in a 15-car race. These drivers want it. Everybody up towards the front wants to win the race, wants to win the championship. And oh, by the way, some of these non-championship contenders want to get themselves the $125 bonus for making sure that they beat the top 4. And oh, by the way, we're going to be talking to some of these drivers after the end of this one. Don't go anywhere because the post-race show is going to be lit, especially after this. The 38 car is around. Caution flag flies. And there you see 2 contenders for the championship are 1 and 2. But it's not West and Hogue. It is West and Seabrins. The 4-car moves up from mid-pack on back, and Rowdy Wesley Hogues may have seen his championship hopes go up in smoke for the 12th year in a row. Caution flag number 2 flies on the night, and we're going to take a peek at what happened here. We'll back up the tapes. There you see the Lasowski machine involved. A little bit of a hit there as well. This is one of those ones we're going to have to follow along with the blimp, and there you see 3 wide. Seabrins gets a little bit of a sloppy bump up on West and gets down into the car down on the bottom side. Calamity ensues in behind them. There's a lot of drivers that got a little piece of the action, and you got to bet there's going to be a handful of drivers that probably come down pit road to get themselves some tires, maybe top off on fuel. This is going to be one of those natural green-white checkers, so still going the scheduled distance of 80 laps, and we will see if fuel mileage is going to be a factor here in the closing laps. Drivers taking a peek to see if they are going to get flagged down to pit road by their crews. Looks like the top couple of drivers going to stay out as they go on by. Kevin West going to come down. Kevin West is not good on fuel. Going to come down and top off Rick Seabrins, championship contender, the 4-car. He's going to be the only one that stays out. Anthony English stays out there as well. He's going to move on up into second position. Everybody else is down on pit road. This is wild. This is going to give everybody an opportunity to get themselves just that little bit of extra fuel that they need to get to the end of it. You can see everybody but a handful of drivers. Ambrose Neville in the 004 stays out. The 41 of Jeremy Osborne. Everybody else stays out. Kevin West going to be the first one off of pit road. We're going to get that restart with 2 laps or so to go. Man, oh man, this is going to be absolutely crazy when we get down to it. Kevin West, just a little bit of fuel added to that thing, a little splash and go action, as it were. Lights are still on top of that pace car. So we'll see if we can dial it up. We're going to see if we can talk to that 17 car. Man, Kevin West, this is Paul Strickland up in the booth. You get a copy?
Loud and clear there, Paul.
Brother, you've been in this position before. I'm going to skip over the easy questions and go right for the hard ones. You got enough to win this championship belt?
Oh, we got plenty enough, man. We're going to the front right here.
Absolutely. A couple of laps left on the time clock here. Good luck. Hopefully we talk to you after the show.
Appreciate it.
Another championship contender got a little bit caught up in this one. Hogue, I'm going to skip right over the easy questions. Brother, you got enough to get up to the lead?
I don't know. After racing for 75 laps, playing this fuel mileage game, which has been an absolute disaster, I don't know. We just took a fast repair there. The goal of this race is to make sure NTO4 Racing brings home a championship. That definitely threw a wrench into the plans, but we got a brand new car, and you know me, Paul. Get your popcorn ready.
It's going to be a fight. Rowdy Wesley Hogue feeling rowdy in this one. Going to try and get that championship in a big way. And we still have, how much time have we got? We're going to take a look at the pace car. Still have ourselves a couple of moments. So we talked to the 2 NTO4 drivers. We're going to talk to the other 2 drivers. We're going to talk to the other 2 drivers in this championship battle. We'll see if we can get in touch with Mark Mann. Mark, Paul Strickland up at the booth. You get a copy?
I do. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Looks like you got that thing fixed up. You got enough fuel. You got enough to get up towards the front?
I do now because I got into the last wreck there and had to fix a bunch of damage. So, yeah, I'm at the tail end of the field. I mean, on a green-white checker, the chances don't look wonderful for me, but we'll see what happens. I still got a bullet in the gun with a quick repair, so
And
we'll see.
Really bookending the field here with the Alliance Motorsports Sports team. We go up to the leader, Rick Seabrans. Rick, what are you thinking, man? You got enough fuel if you stayed out?
Very nerve-wracking right now. I'd like to think that we're sitting in great shape, but everybody knows at the end of these things, man, when you're the sitting duck up front, and everybody wants to win badly over here in Liberty, man. Everybody's going to be hunting and digging hard. So we definitely got our work cut out for us here. Hopefully we can hang on for another 2 more laps and bring home this deal.
Time to punch that time clock. Pace car's dipping off. Good luck.
Thanks,
Thank
sir.
you.
Those are the 4 championship contenders here in this one. Lights are out. We're lined up 2 by 2. Going to get 2 laps to go. Remember, unlimited attempts at a green-white checkered. We're thumbing down the back straightaway under caution for what could be the final time here in this one. Rick Seabrans did not come down under this pit stop. We take a look at the pit strategy window. He's been out there for 23 laps. He's got 3 laps to go. Nobody's made more than 26 laps all race long. You want to talk about nerve-wracking? That right there is nerve-wracking for any driver. Anthony English, same situation for him. In the 44, everybody else is good on fuel. Rick Seabrans, Anthony English up top, Jeremy Osborne, Ambrose Nebel, and John Adams, the top 5 as they get this restart. Kevin West, Jason Foskey, Wesley Hogue, James Mayer, and David Rosenblum going to be the top 10 drivers. There are 14 on the lead lap. That pace car is making that hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road. It's about to get rowdy up in this one. Long front straightaway. We wait for Bubbles in the flag stand to give us that green flag to get the restart. Once again, 4 down low, 44 up high. The 04 there in third and the 41 in fourth. Green flag flies once again. We're racing here at Talladega. 2 laps to go around this super speedway. Championship implications going to be big here in this one. 4 drivers going for that championship belt. And right now they're being led by that 4 car up front. Rick Seabrans holding on to everything he can. And how about this? We've broken up into small packs of 2. Look at that pack coming on the outside. Wesley Hogue is the 3rd car in line, following along that 41 car and the 84, doing everything he can to try and get up and get this championship belt. They're side by side for 3rd. That 3rd position is going for the championship. The 41 jumps on down to the bottom side, opening up the top side for John Adams, and the 84 going to get the run. He's got a huge push car down low. Championship contender Rick Seabrans out of it. Down on pit road we come to the white flag, white rag. 1 lap to go here in this championship fight. 3 wide for 3rd, being held off by John Adams. 2nd place car, Wesley Hogue, doing everything he can to try and hold on to this championship, fighting for that championship belt for 12 years in a row. Little bit of a wiggle for 38. Oh, big slide, goes down to the bottom side of the racetrack, comes back up. They're going to be 3 wide. Jeremy Olson goes up to the high side. He's got a push from the 44. Here comes the 17 of Kevin West, running in the 5th position. They're 3 wide. Wes Hogue is in it. They get into turn 3. Wes Hogue is in it. John Adams going to be able to drive away into the sunset. He's going to bring Jason Foskey, Jason Rosenblum with him. Ambrose Nebel, oh, they're still wrecking up in the top. Foskey gets down low. John Adams going to cross the stripe all by his lonesome. He's going to get the win in the final race of the season, the $125 payday. Don Ashton, the Canadian in the 52 car, going to finish in 2nd. Ambrose Nebel going to come home in 3rd. TJ Floyd going to finish in 4th. David Rosenblum coming across with a blown motor in 5th. And ladies and gentlemen, if I am not mistaken, that right there may very well be your Liberty Racing League champion in that number 17 car. And we're still trying to get these drivers around to finish up and get, there's a lot of damaged race cars after that one. But man, oh man, we are going to talk to some of these drivers up towards the front. And right off the rip, we're going to talk to our winner. We're not even going to give him a chance to get well, maybe we are. We're going to get down there and see. He's taking that victory lap. He's going to take his time down and wave to the fans. Window net's coming on down. And Man, this is cool. John Adams coming home with the victory. John, I don't think I've interviewed you in victory lane yet here on VidaneTV. Brother, how cool is this?
Oh, what's up, Paul? How you doing, buddy? We're on VidaneTV. Oh, man.
Heck yeah, man. Coming home with the win. You had a fast car out there. You always do here in these super speedways. We're going to ride on board here with as you burn them down. We're going to look at it in slow motion, too, just to watch the wheelman work. Talk us through this, man. 80 laps at Talladega. Tall order for sure.
To be honest with you, I don't even know how I got back up to the lead. Actually, I, you know what? I was more worried about my beer and the pit stop. And so I was too far forward in my pit stall and I lost about 9 seconds on the leaders. So that was what ruined my race. And then that caution came out. I was like, okay, now I got a race under my belts. And our buddy Garland Meadows was in there cheering me on in my broadcast in my stream. So that kind of helped me out there.
Absolutely, getting yourself a dub here in the Liberty Racing League. Congratulations, man. Who's out there watching? Other than Meadows and other crew chief Uncle Al. Who else is out there watching?
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Uncle Al. Obviously, she's right behind me playing Call of Duty, of course, and of course I gotta give a shout out to Wesley Earl. The league he put on, he told me to come in here tonight and run. I don't know who all I blocked there, but I was just trying to be like Dale Jr., block every line that was coming high with a run and whatnot. I know I probably took out a couple, them guys there, but hey, man, it's for the race win.
Absolutely, and coming home with a victory here at Talladega, man. Congratulations. Celebrate this one big.
Hey, I appreciate it, Paul. I'll turn up a couple beers in that.
That's right. And we'll see if we can get in touch with. Oh, he jumped up on us. Here we go. We'll catch up with our third place driver, that 004 car. He worked with the lead a little bit. We saw that hit with him drafted with that 84 car. Ambrose, talk to us, man. What went down on that final lap?
Yeah, man, I'm not really sure.
Neither are we.
There was chaos, and then I came out and I was P3. That's what I know. Me and Jeremy, were teammates. We were just trying to, place. We're out of the playoffs, so we were just trying to be car counts for the league. Appreciate everything Wes does and Liberty Racing. We just wanted to be out here to make sure that people had somebody to compete against. Didn't mean to be that dominant, because I will tell you that I don't like a few mileage race. I'd rather get her done than play around. So
Definitely.
You probably saw that. Yeah, I went from the dead last to first, and then led a bunch of laps, and I didn't want it to be boring for you guys.
Absolutely, and came home with a dominating third place finish. Man, who's out there watching? Who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
My old lady's watching. That's about it. But appreciate you guys, and happy to be third. Not sure how it happened, but it's great. Thank you.
Absolutely, that's going to be the third place finisher here tonight, and we're going to do something we don't usually do here on VidaneTV, but we're going to go into to a hot NTO4 racing locker room, and we're going to see if we can maybe chat up with the whole team and see if we can get confirmation. Are we getting the thumbs up? Is that 17 champ?
We are awaiting confirmation right now.
Awaiting conversation, awaiting confirmation, as it were. We're taking a look at the finishing replay here in slow motion. Kevin, we'll talk to you real quick. We talked to you just as we were getting ready to take that final restart. What was going through your mind on that final lap?
I don't have much to say to that.
You guys got me? What the?
Yeah, gotcha, Kevin.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Man, on.
We await to. It looks like actually we're getting pushed into the red trailer here with the rowdy one, Wes. Have we got confirmation on the champ?
Kevin West is the champion. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, got you loud and clear, Wes. So craziness.
Seabrands. And Rick Seabrands took himself out while the field was wrecking. He only had to miss one car after the fact happened, and somehow Kevin West wrecks the field off a 3. And somehow wins the race, and only in trailer park fashion.
In trailer park.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it in the trailer park, baby.
2024 champion,
1000%.
Kevin West.
Gonna get that championship belt here. We'll take a peek at the last lap here in slow motion. Kevin, talk us through it, man.
Well, I forgot what his name was.
Can
but
you
that
even
ARCA
talk it through?
driver? ARCA driver said, "I'm not gonna lift unless I see God or the checkered flag," and that's exactly what my strategy was there on the last lap. I just didn't lift.
And doing
I didn't mean to get into the 44 there. It looks like the leader jumped up and slowed him down, and I caught his right rear just a little bit there and caused some mayhem there in turn 3.
Yeah, tail of the tapes, calamity ensues. I think the only one that got away uninjured was that 84 car of John Adams. Came home with the checkered flag here tonight. But you leave with the hardware. You leave with that cool, crisp $100 bill. Kevin, who's out there watching? Who's getting you to and from the virtual racetrack here tonight?
Ooh, we got 122 people here watching on the Trailer Park Dude TikTok. We got plenty of people in the chat. We got my wife watching. There's probably thousands and thousands of people watching VidaneTV right now. I just want to say hello and thanks for the support.
Absolutely. 2024 series champion and Wes, heartbreak once again. And I know we've kind of penciled in. We got plans for next season, right?
Yeah, every year we're going to do this. We're going to continue to do this. This is a blast. At first, I want to apologize to all the viewers that watched that single file BS for 67 odd laps. This becomes a fuel mileage game from the time that you roll off the grid, and it sucks. So I do want to apologize for that. But hey, we brought you some action at the end there. We'll definitely be back next season. Congratulations to Kevin. He is my teammate. He works his tail off to get here. Man, if you could have been inside our Discord for that 67 laps of just how crazy it was in those last few, especially on that green, white checkered, man, I think both of us at one point thought we had it, and we did, and definitely did. And unfortunately, it's super speedway racing, but definitely congratulations to Kevin West. He had this stolen from him 2 seasons ago, and he rightfully brings it home this time. So. Yeah, man. fell short again, Paul. 12 years in counting.
Hopefully we can get it done before 20 years because, man, we're going to be old soon. We're old now. But, man, crazy race here at the finish. Liberty Racing League capping off the season here. Kevin West coming home with the victory. John Adams coming home. Check that. Kevin West coming home with the championship. John Adams coming home with the victory. And that's going to do it here for us tonight. A little Wednesday night action. A Wednesday night edition here of Liberty Racing League. Come on back tomorrow night. We take the green flag at 8:22 for the NEP Series back for their final stretch of the season. We will catch you on the flip side. And when we do, here at VidaneTV, we will be doing it live.